Hello, my name is Mr. Karl, and I'm very excited to read a story to you today. Now, I'm going to introduce you to an animal that maybe you haven't seen before. And this animal might look kind of strange, and maybe you find it cute, maybe you find it a little weird. This animal is called a capybara. Capybaras are large, furry, rodent-like creatures that live in South America. And in this story, we're going to learn about how this group of capybaras manages to survive. So this book is called The Capybaras, and it's by Alfredo Soderguit. That was a safe, agreeable place. Now, this looks like a house for chickens, so I wonder what capybaras are doing nearby. Because from my knowledge, they live out in the wild. They don't live in chicken huts. Life was comfortable and everyone knew what he was supposed to do. There was plenty of food and nothing out of the ordinary ever happened. Until one day, din 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 din, the capybaras came. So here we have the capybaras coming into a chicken pen, and I wonder how the chickens and the capybaras are going to interact with each other. Do you think they'll get along? Are they going to be friends? Or might there be some disagreements between these two very different groups of animals? Let's find out. No one knew them, and no one expected them. There were lots of them. They were hairy, they were wet, and they were too big. And it looks like the chickens decided, nope, there's no room for you. You guys are just a little too big, a little too hairy, a little too weird, and we're not comfortable with you coming into our chicken coop. You're going to have to stay out there in the pond. But the capybaras couldn't go home because hunting season had begun. And take a look at our two hunters right here. They were looking for the capybaras. And the capybaras want to take shelter in the chicken coop. To be allowed to stay, the capybaras had to accept some rules. And here are the rules the chickens make. Number 1, don't make any noise. Number 2, don't come out of the water. Number 3, don't come near the food. And number 4, don't question any of these rules. I wonder if the capybaras are going to agree to all these rules. They seem a little harsh. And if we look at these panels right here, we have a capybara and a little baby chick. And it looks like they're meeting for the first time, and the chick decides to go on a ride with the capybara into the water. And it looks like they're getting along and having a fun time. But all of a sudden, one of the older chickens goes, "Clock! Clock!" The rules were for everyone. No one had permission to go near the capybaras. They were wild animals. So the little chick doesn't look too happy that she can't play with any of the capybaras. And if we look at this next set of panels, it looks like a dog is about to break into the capybara. It's not the capybara's coop, it's the chicken's coop. And let's find out what this dog is up to. He looks pretty vicious and like he might hurt the chickens. And the capybaras might be dangerous. But are the capybaras dangerous? Take a look at this picture. It looks like the chick is being protected from the dog by a group of capybaras. In fact, it looks like the capybaras are keeping the chickens safe. But then everything changed. The days changed, and so did the nights. Hunting season ended, and the capybaras expressed their gratitude for being refuge and got ready to leave. So it looks like the chickens were a little scared of the capybaras at first, but once they got to know them, they seem to have gotten along and learned to live side by side together. The year's hunt hadn't gone well, and the hunters returned empty-handed. The chicken coop was empty too. No one ever knew what had happened. But here we see the capybaras and the chickens playing together and getting along, and all of these chickens are going for rides on the capybaras' backs while they swim in the water. So even though these two groups of animals didn't know what to think of each other at first, it seems like just by being close together and sharing new experiences that they learned how to get along. And we can think about that in our lives sometimes. Sometimes when we meet new people, we might be afraid of them because they look or sound or act very differently from us. But when we give them a try, we learn that we enjoy being in their company a whole lot. And that's part of life, is learning to experience new things with new people. And now we have chickens and capybaras, and it looks like they're meeting a group of sheep for the first time. And we'll see how the sheep learn to live with these new groups of animals too. I hope you enjoyed the story today. I had a lot of fun reading it to you. Be safe, be well, and I'll be back with another story time again real soon. Bye-bye.